Welcome back to Wise Men Company, fellas. Today we have a versus video, handgun versus subgun, and this is a video that absolutely no one asked for. But I wanted to do it because I like taking a temperature of the 2A community, the gun culture, that sort of thing. I want to know where your guys' heads are at. Some might make the case subguns are dead. They really don't serve much of a purpose anymore because of 300 blackout, SBRs, Mark 18s, things like that. I think subguns definitely still have a place, even though it might be very niche. Handguns obviously have come a long way and continue to get better and better with the accompany of red dots, lights, better triggers, less recoil, etc. So I wanted to do handgun versus subgun to see where your guys' heads was at. This is a game where I play with my friends often, where we'll take two guns and kind of pick. You can only pick one. Which one are you going to take? It's scenario based, like the thumbnail suggests. And at the end, we're going to have 3 scenarios, and I want you to pick handgun or subgun in the scenario, which one you would pick. But first, before we get into the scenarios, let's go over capability of both, just to kind of level the playing field, show you what you're working with here, all right? Now, when we're talking about capability and for the sake of the exercise, these are the platforms I've chosen. I chose a Glock. In the videos, you'll see a bunch of Glocks run, maybe some other handguns here and there, but mostly Glocks. This is a Glock 34 with a 5-inch barrel and a holosun on top. All the handguns will have a dot on top. I think that is also a big factor. And here is a Zenith MP5 clone, 5-inch barrel as well, A3 Tactical brace on the back. This is a great company. They make a lot of great parts and pieces. A3 Tactical, go check them out. I think the MP5 is kind of the king of the hill when we're talking about subguns, but you can use any subgun in your mind. Go ahead, insert now. This was kind of the one I would pick if I had to choose between the two, handgun or subgun. If it was a subgun, I would like an MP5. So for the sake of the exercise, this is what I kind of have in mind when I'm comparing the two. And we're talking about capability, all right? But for you guys, you can insert any handgun, any subgun you want. Things you need to think about when we go into these scenarios and we're talking about capability. Skill being equal, like I said, you're good at subgun, you're good at handgun. Range, and you'll see from the B-roll that I did back these guns up 50 yards, and they were pretty comparable between the two. Subgun was a little faster, a little easier at distance, no surprise there, and I'm sure as we increase distance, subgun would take over. Handgun was faster to shoot. I could shoot that a lot faster. It was just easier to maneuver. I have a lot of time on a handgun though, so maybe my skill is a factor there. So I'd give the edge to the handgun on speed a little bit. Capacity. Subgun, you know, they make drums for the MP5 platform. You can get 33 round stick mags for a Glock, and they probably make, they do make drums out there for Glocks. Capacity pretty equal. Attachments, I'm talking about lights, lasers, optics, suppressors, can do all that for both platforms, right? So pretty comparable there. Ballistics, 9mm, 9mm, and I think 9mm is the best way to go when we're making this comparison. 5-inch barrel on that subgun, 5-inch barrel on that Glock 34, and barrel length is not a huge factor when we're talking about pistol ballistics, because pistol ballistics are pretty terrible in general. Some handguns, 9mm handguns out there have very, very short barrels. So I don't think ballistically between the two there's much of a difference. But just keep that in mind when we go into these scenarios next. All right, let's get into the scenarios. The internet loves this. They love to do what ifs to death. They love scenario-based stuff. They love arguing about this kind of thing, hypotheticals. Here we go. Now keep in mind, these are just scenarios. Call it a video game, call it a story, call it a movie, whatever you want. But I'm going to lay out 3 scenarios. You're going to choose if you take the handgun or the subgun in this scenario. All right, scenario number 1. Your buddy owns a pizza shop downtown. There is heavy looting and rioting in the area that breaks out spontaneously. We don't know why it broke out. There's some random reason. Maybe it was over Pokemon cards. I don't know, but I'm sure you can use your imagination here. you're there while this is all happening, while this is breaking out, right? You want to keep a low profile and not draw attention from the place and or rioters, non-combatants. You're not trying to draw attention, right? You're just there at this pizza shop trying to stay alive, not get hurt, protect your buddy's pizza shop, whatever. Your buddy asks you to stay until either he closes the shop or stay through the night so they can leave when there's no more rioting. In the back of the office, he has a subgun and a handgun and one spare mag for each. Which do you choose? Now, some of you are going to say, well, I'm going to take both. Yeah, you could take both. Yeah, you already have your EDC on it. The point is, you're there, you're in a video game, you got to choose one or the other. Which one are you taking? Pizza shop, rioting, you're staying there till he closes the pizza shop and you can get out of there. You're not trying to draw attention. Which one do you want? Scenario 2, same realm, world, whatever you want to call it. The rioting and looting is still happening. Your grandmother needs to get to the hospital. Her heart feels funny. There's no EMS available. They're all used up. And if the EMS is coming, it's going to be a while. So you need to get her to the hospital to get her ticker checked out. All right? Your grandma opens the closet. She's got a handgun or an MP5. And you got to drive her old Buick to the hospital. Which one are you taking? Keep in mind, there's checkpoints along the way. You don't know what those checkpoints entail. You don't know how many there are. You just know that checkpoints, they're searching, and you better have a really good reason if you're going through the checkpoint, right? So, grandma's important. Handgun, subgun, get her to the hospital through heavy looting and rioting. Which one are you going to take? Scenario 3, and this is called 1 vs. 3 CQB. You're in a church parking lot. Again, same world, a lot of rioting, looting going on, no law enforcement available, no EMS available, they're all used up. You see 3 rapscallions break off from this rioting, looting, whatever it is, badness, and they go into this church, okay? You're in the parking lot, it's youth group night, maybe you dropped off a kid, maybe you're helping, whatever. You're in the church parking lot, you see 3 armed dudes go into that church. No time to think, you need to act immediately. On your way into that building, the pastor grabs you, stops you, and says, hey, here's a handgun or a subgun. No spare mag, all right? No spare mag, just a handgun or subgun. But he encourages you to do field pickups while you're in there. I'll just leave that at that, okay? So which one are you choosing? Handgun, subgun, 1 vs. 3, CQB, in a church. Get in there as quick as you can. Again, this is hypothetical land, which everybody loves. They love scenario land. Which one are you choosing? Handgun or subgun? Okay, guys, those are your 3 scenarios. Try to stick to the rules as best you can on all these. I know it's easy to be like, well, I would have, or in my pocket I needed, or like, just stick to the scenario. I'm just trying to get a feel for you guys, what you're thinking here. Handgun or subgun? Let me know. I'd like to do more videos like this because I have some other good verses just to make you pick or choose. Yeah, in a perfect world, you'd probably choose neither of these, right? Or in a perfect world, you'd take both. I get it. But these scenarios are kind of, you know, fun to play out. It's a would you rather game with firearms. So get down in the comments, let me know. Pick each scenario, which gun it would be in each scenario. I'm genuinely curious. Maybe I'll pin my comment to the top of what I would choose in each scenario, so look for that. If you want to see more of these types of videos, please let me know. I'd be happy to do them. I got a lot of good comparisons, like I said, in my mind. Me and my buddies play this game all the time. I play it with the barrel and hatchet guys. I play it with the open gym guys. It just gets you to think a little bit, you know. Sometimes you get pigeonholed in certain situations and you're forced to choose, right? And this is kind of making you do that, making you think a little bit. So again, get down in the comments, let me know, let's talk it out. Fellas, if you want to support us, please go to wisemencompany.com. We have a ton of great gear over there that we know will help you out, and it directly supports us. We don't get any money from companies to make these videos. All the support comes directly from you guys purchasing stuff on our website. Got hats over there, nylon gear, EDC gear, a lot of great stuff. It's high quality, fast shipping, wisemancompany.com. We appreciate that support sincerely. My name is Ben. We'll see you on the next video.